Hey everybody, I'm not doing the intro. I'm not doing any of that. Let's see here. Get this. See if we can't get this squared up. So good to see everybody. You know what, peeps? We're gonna keep this one short and sweet. Be honest with you, it's gonna be short and sweet, and I'll tell you why. Because in all honesty, I don't want to be here. It's part of life, though, isn't it? Truthfully, pretty good sized part of life. Part of life is doing something that you don't want to do when you don't want to do it. Right? Certainly part of sobriety, because there are days where sobriety is going to suck. And there are days where work is going to suck. And there are going to be days where the lifeboat's going to suck. And today is one of those days. And I come here to work through my problems. I've told you that, right? I don't know how many times I've told you that. Alan Ballantyne, good to see you, brother. Today has been one of those days. And I'm not here to talk about names, and I'm not here to play any of those stupid games that seem to be so popular with other people. But I'm going to tell you some of the fun that I've had today. Aside from the fact that, as I've mentioned, I'm going through some stuff, right? It's today I woke up not feeling 100%. And that's part of life. Yeah, everybody has those days too. But this morning was one of those days that I did not feel very good. And shortly after that morning started, I got a phone call from someone who doesn't matter who. But over the course of about a 45-second phone call, I was told to F off probably 20 times. And I've been to prison. I've heard some pretty rowdy language in my lifetime. It's not going to end, my life by any stretch of the imagination. But it doesn't make it fun. And then throughout the course of the day, calls like that continued. And then I got accused of all kinds of things that I simply didn't do. And that's the nature of this, right? I'm going to step on some toes along the way. I also, which really chapped me to no end, was accused of padding my income with the lifeboat. For those of you who want to, for craps and giggles, stop by something called, what the hell is the name of that app? Social Blade. Stop by Social Blade and type in the lifeboat, and it will tell you everything you ever wanted to know about the lifeboat, including the massive amount of money that we're generating here on the boat. It's going to tell you the millions of dollars that I am padding my income with here on the lifeboat. Folks, the lifeboat cost me a ton of money last year. I went in the hole. I'm not here to complain about that. This is a mission for me. It has absolutely nothing to do with making money. It never has, and it never will. Currently, the mission is changing quite a bit. The term decriminalization is something that just cannot get out of my mind. I can't stop thinking about the term decriminalization, because the opposite of it is criminalization, right? Remove the D and what you have is criminalization, which means they are criminalizing a disease. That makes me sick. It really does. And I intend to spend the rest of the time I have on this planet trying to do something about it. And there are people who are joining me in that fight in a very big way. And thank you, Squirrel. My hat's off to all of those people that are fighting to pick up the mantle and run with me on this. You got to have thick skin if you're going to be a YouTuber. You got to have thick skin. It really is one of those things, because you're going to get crapped on. It is very easy for those that those who can create and those who can't troll. And I have gotten really good at not caring about it. And that's the gospel truth, whether you believe that or not. I really have gotten excellent at just not caring. And the reason is those people don't register in my life. They're not a part of anything that means anything to me. They are talentless fools, and they're easy to ignore. However, when the insults come from on board, that's hard to ignore. That's hard to get out of the way of. And when accusations come from people on board, then that really is something that is difficult. Again, do me a favor and cruise on over and check out Social Blade. Actually, you know what? I get some kind of credit when you do. They've got this whole system set up, and the number of people that actually go and look you up on Social Blade to see how you're doing actually affects your Social Blade score. So feel free to stop on by. I think you will find, and I don't have my phone current. You know what? We're not very professional tonight. Let's do this for laughs. Sorry, I had to have this thing on a charger because when you've got somebody that curses at you so often throughout the day, you get 50, 60 phone calls from somebody that wants to drop F-bombs on you. It burns through your battery pretty quickly. But I'm going to pop up on Social Blade here real quick, and let's just see what Social Blade has. First of all, we have a C+, which I'm pretty proud of. I'm not going to lie to you. Pretty proud of the C+. It tells you things like the number of subscribers, the number of video views, your estimated earnings per video and such. And then if you scroll down to the bottom, you will get an estimate of your daily averages, your weekly averages, and your yearly averages. And it will predict the amount of money that Social Blade thinks that you're going to make over the course of the month. So, just for laughs, over the course of this month coming up, Social Blade has the lifeboat between $3 and $47. Now, the reason that there's a buffer in between that is because $3 is if your videos are restricted in any way. Like if you say cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, smack, fentanyl, China, right? I drop any of those and my monthly income goes to $3. If I say everything correctly, my monthly income from ads could go to $47. Now, what doesn't go into that equation is the amount of money that is donated by people on the lifeboat who are incredibly generous. Truthfully, incredibly generous. However, that generosity gets chewed up pretty quickly by handing out medical assisted treatment to people. You see, on average, sometimes we get lucky and someone has an insurance card. And when that happens, all we got to do is get them to see a doctor for $100, $100. And that gets them in to see the doctor. 99% of the people do not have an insurance card. So we need to then pay $160 on top of the $100, or roughly $250. On average, we get about 6 people a month into medical assisted treatment. On a really good month, we might get 8. But on average, we get about 6. If you can do the math, people, if the lifeboat's bringing in $43 a month in advertising revenue, and somewhere in the ballpark of 500 to 1,000 from donations, which because they do take a big chunk of it, the big red button is almost mafia in how much they take. But let's just say for giggles that we hit $1,000. That's a hell of a month, by the way. That's a hell of a month. Truthfully, we need to get about 2.5 times that in order to bring in the 1,000 because they take a chunk. However, let's say we get 1,000. Now, all of a sudden, we're in that $1,100 to $1,200 sweet spot. That's 4 people. So on a good month, when we get 6, you know what happens? The rich Tommy Scoville goes into his pocket to help those people. And I had people take shots at me today because of the massive value in the watches that I wear. The watches I wear don't belong to me. So let me explain business to those who don't understand it. A $10,000 watch that I sell might have a profit margin in it of about $850. If I win the lottery and I get a watch that is really, really defective and I'm able to repair it, I might make $1,800 on that watch. I would love to tell you that I sell one of those a week, but I don't. It doesn't work that way. It's embarrassing as hell to have this conversation. I really hope you understand that this is embarrassing. Viciously embarrassing. But when someone accuses me of padding my income with the lifeboat, I want to vomit on the camera. Sadly, the people that decide to accuse me of this, many of them I've given money to. Astounding. Also, I wouldn't bring this stuff up if it wasn't already out in the open, but I have been openly accused of threatening somebody with lawyers. I got news for you. I can't afford a lawyer, right? You know, we're not a massive operation here at the lifeboat. This may come as a shock to you, but I don't have 4 lawyers on staff. And if I did, I'm not litigious. For those who are unfamiliar with that term, it means someone that would like to contact an attorney for the purpose of making money, right? Litigious, not me. Maybe it's because I've been to prison, but I'm not a big fan of lawyers. Or maybe it's because I divorced one who was absolutely a horrendous human being. But either way, not a big fan of lawyers. And Heather Joy is a joy, a beautiful person who's working really hard behind the scenes in ways you don't know, doing all kinds of stuff to really move the lifeboat forward in a way that I haven't seen anyone else do. I'll be honest, no one else has done the kind of things that Heather's doing, and she's done it so fast. And I'm going through it, man. I'm having a bad day. I'm having the kind of day that makes you want to throw something against a wall. And Heather said, you know what? Let me take the video. Heather has slept 2 hours and 36 in the last 36. Asking her to do this video wouldn't have been very kind. So I thought maybe I just won't do one. But it'd be a hell of a day not to do a video, wouldn't it? Because you see, today is St. Patty's Day. And for people who struggle with alcohol, this is a tough day. This is one of those days where they like to put food coloring into drinks and use it as an excuse for everybody to get loaded. It would have been a bad day to not come here. So if it sounds like I'm peeing and moaning, I am. I absolutely am. I'm complaining up a storm. I'm peeing and moaning. And maybe the reason is that I don't want a Nobel Peace Prize, honestly. And I don't like all of the, you know what, you're a great guy. I can't believe all the stuff you're doing. I really don't groove to any of that. Whether you believe it or not, I don't like it. It makes me super uncomfortable. But I would like a modicum of respect from people that would at least appreciate the fact that I do have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to do a video every morning. And then whatever's happening at this time, when normal people eat dinner or go to parties or have any other gatherings, this is when normal people would do that. But I don't. Because for 2 hours every single day, I'm going to do the lifeboat. I don't get paid to do it. And I'm cool with that. I'm completely cool with that. The truth of the matter is, if the lifeboat gets to the point where it's making $30,000 a month, we're going to help a hell of a lot of people. Because from day one, this was never about making a dollar. But I have been accused of choosing people who donate over people who don't donate. If for some reason you believe I've treated you poorly because you don't donate money to the lifeboat, please feel free to write me an email and tell me that. Because I sure as hell would like to believe that that's not who I am. I sure as hell would like to believe that I don't look at that in any way. Don't get me wrong. I am all kinds of appreciative of people who take money out of their pocket to try to help the lifeboat, because I know the vast majority of you. Alan Ballantyne, thank you. And it's not really why I was doing this. It really wasn't, but I missed the message, and that's not good. Nothing but love, my brother. And you know what, people? Alan is a brother. He really is. There are people on this boat that have become such a huge part of my life. People that mean so much to me now. So I didn't want to not do this show today. But boy, I'm a dirtbag. I really am. I've done so much stuff in my life that is worthy of being ashamed of, that I'll be damned if I'm going to have somebody take the one thing that I'm doing in my life that's legit and give me crap about it. Because this is as pure as anything I've ever done in my life. I do this on days I don't want to do this. I get up in mornings, some mornings where my head feels like someone's driving nails through my eyeballs. And I come down here and stare at a big ring of light in my face. Because I believe wholeheartedly that if I can do this twice a day instead of once a day, that I got a better chance of keeping people sober. And I know what it's like to be a drug addict. I know what it's like to need a fix. I know what that's like more than just about anybody that you will come across. And it pains me. It pains me that people that I've really tried to help feel the need to take shots at me. And I'll be really honest with you. A lot of it, and I believe a lot of it, has to do with, and there's Mr. Morrow right there. Classy. You're a class individual, pal. You are a class individual. Class individual. I don't want to say names. Didn't really. But that's classy. That really is. That's classy. I'll tell you what I believe. I believe people that have no reason to lie. I believe people that have no reason to lie. I just got here listening while cleaning. Sorry, I've been MIA. Life has been crazy. Ilea, we miss you. I mean that. And you know what? I'm not surprised that you've been MIA. People, if you had any idea the amount of stuff that Ilea does, seriously. I mean, you think I'm busy? Ilea, not only does Ilea do a ton on the lifeboat, but she is a massive part of a really large channel, right? You guys all know Marfugel, and it's an engine, right? Marfugel's huge. And I can't remember the last time I was on Marfugel that she wasn't. And she is one of those people that she's not just hanging out waiting for a jackass to say something stupid. She keeps everything flowing and really gets involved with the entire process, which is impressive to me. It really is. But on top of that, she runs her own channel. And she's a prepper and a mother. Ilea, you're a hardworking person. I appreciate you. I really do. And it's good to see you here. It really is. It's good to see you here. These aren't fun, people. This isn't fun. It isn't. And again, boy, you really want to be above the fray. You don't want to be saying people's names and doing any of that because it's just low budget. It's low budget. But when somebody comes out and says the captain has threatened me with legal action, that really chaps me. Never threatened anybody with anything. I haven't. And I don't want to bring people's names up. I don't. But since he came into the comment section, you guys know why he's gone. And you know what's funny? How many of you reached out to me before he was gone? Said, this is an issue. I would never put any of you on blast. But everybody saw what was happening. I'm not letting the lifeboat get taken advantage of. I treated this person poorly? No, we didn't. We treated this person with respect. We did everything we could to get this person help. You know, people like to say that it says in the Bible, God helps those who help themselves. I got news for you. It doesn't say that in the Bible. It doesn't anywhere. Not sure who originally came up with that, but it does not say that anywhere from Genesis to Revelation, and nowhere in between does it say God helps those who help themselves. It doesn't. It doesn't. But one of the problems with helping people is it can become addicting, right? It really can. There are people on this boat who will give money they don't have. I've watched it happen. It's, codependency is a real thing. And whether or not the person that you're giving money to is somebody that you love and that you live with, or if you just begin to go out and try to help people and get addicted to it. I am. Trust and believe I'm addicted to it. I'm codependent to thousands of people. It's not good. It isn't. I know it's not. But it beats the hell out of my last addiction. I'm better off doing what I'm doing now. I really am. And I have been out in the open, maybe more than I should be, about my religious beliefs. And my religious beliefs dictate that you are supposed to try to help people as much as you possibly can. You really are. You're supposed to try to help people. And I will. And we will. As a boat, we will continue to try to help every person that wants to get clean and wants to help themselves. But the things I got accused of, I didn't do, and I'm not going to sit in silence. I got accused of not warning people in advance and then giving them hell for something they did. I did a show that said, you can't ask people on the lifeboat for money. You can't do that, right? There are channels we have to go through. You remember that show? The following day, maybe it was the day after, within 2 days, a GoFundMe page appeared. That should fall under the, hey, I can't have you asking for cash without going through channels. You realize that with all of the people that I have helped, twice has somebody asked me for money. Doesn't work that way. What happens is we get to know people and realize that they're in a place and we help them. I was the English political theorist Algram Shidney, and who originated the new formula, the familiar wording, God helps that. Look at this. It was the English political theorist Algernon Sidney who originated the now familiar wording, God helps those who help themselves. Ilea, good for you. I'm going to have to memorize that because it does come up so often. We misquote things constantly. We're worse at it than any other race. Seriously, there's no other people on the planet that are worse than Americans. We love to misquote things. Or what's the other one from the Bible we get all the time? Money is the root of all evil. Heard that one, right? Doesn't say that in the book either. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. I've been accused of loving money because I sell expensive things. I also sell really cheap things, by the way. I got $45 wristwatches. The ad is from Timex to Rolex and everything in between. I don't own these things, but I'll tell you something else. I'm not taking a lick of crap for any success that I have because I walked out of the same prison as the other people did. You hear me? I walked out of the same damn prison into the same damn world with nothing but a halfway house. So if I'm here and I'm being successful, guess what? I did that. Yeah, I did that. I didn't cry about it. I didn't ask for handouts. I didn't take government assistance. I did it. And I didn't take government assistance because I've been screwing the whole world my entire life. So I didn't feel real comfortable signing up to get government assistance. I got nothing against anyone who does. But you weren't me. You weren't me. Government assistance is there for good people to get help. I wasn't a good person. You understand? I didn't put anything into that system. I damn well wasn't going to take anything out of it. And I worked jobs I didn't like, a ton of them. A lot of you who have been on the boat long enough remember me coming home to complain about them. Right? I told the joke about that I Love Lucy episode where the chocolates just keep coming down and she just keeps necking them. I worked at a place where paper came down like that. 4 different shoots of me grabbing these things and trying to get them to go places. Let me see here. Family Landscape. Amen. Thank you, Family Landscape. Appreciate you. I'll tell you what. Whether or not God helps those who help themselves, help yourself. We live in a world right now where you can get a job if you need one. I'm sorry, but you can get a job if you need one. And if it's taken you 2.5 to 3 months, it's because you're not trying. Sorry. Or you're being too damn picky. You need it, you go get it. You go get it. If you can stand on a street corner for 8 hours holding a sign that says I need money, you can spend 8 hours knocking on doors and asking somebody to hire you. Think I want to do this? Huh? I don't. But I've been accused of talking about this individual, calling 6 of you and having conversations about this person. And I got news for you. I didn't have conversations about this person. If I block you on the lifeboat, with all due respect, you're gone. You're out of my life. I don't bring you up. You guys know a ton of names of people that have been blocked from the lifeboat. I don't bring them back up unless they force their way into the conversation. This person, I assure you, is gone. There is not another day in my life where I'm going to mention this person's name. But if you're out by some chance telling this person that we had a conversation about him, then you're not being honest. Because I have not had a conversation about this person with anyone. One individual who called me today to curse at me said, "You forced me to choose sides." So I said, "Could you explain to me how I forced you to choose sides?" What did I say? The response was, "You didn't say anything, but the tone you used." So if you don't like the tone I'm using right now, understand why I'm using it. This isn't fun for me, people. This isn't fun. But considering there are 760 videos and I only have a meltdown like this maybe once every 4 or 5 months, I will ask you to put up with it. And I apologize because truthfully, I hate this. I freaking hate this. I do. This does not benefit the boat in any way, shape, or form. No, quite the opposite. There will be people today who are going to unsub, is what it is. But I assure you, I'm not padding my pockets with the lifeboat. If you knew the amount I lost, a lot of people want the path of least resistance in all aspects of life and don't want to do the work. Ultra MAGA, boy, oh boy, you said it. You said it. And the truth is, we all do at some level. At some level, we all want the path of least resistance. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. Unless you make it a lifestyle. Unless you make it a lifestyle. And unless the things that you say to get money aren't honest. I've been accused of believing the wrong person. Lenin once said, follow the money, right? In any situation, there will be somebody that has a vested interest in lying and someone that has no vested interest whatsoever in lying. If someone says, this person asked me for money, the reason I gave them the money is because they said they were going to do this, this, and this if they didn't get that money. Think somebody would make that up? For what reason? What's the benefit? See, I'm a dirtbag. I spent a lot of my life lying to people. And you know why you lie to somebody? To get something. There's an effect, right? There's always a reason for the lie. And the lie always is designed to get something back. But see, in that situation, the person got nothing out of that lie. There was no point to it. Didn't make the story better. There was no reason whatsoever to tell me that lie. The person who wanted to call that individual a liar, well, they got a vested interest in saying things that aren't the truth. And you can say, well, you don't know if the person's honest or not. Well, I don't know. That same person told people that I threatened them with legal action. And I know damn well that didn't happen. So there have been other occasions that led me to believe that this person was not being honest. I take no joy in kicking someone off the lifeboat that needs to get sober. No joy in that. It sucks. It sucks worse than anything that I do. But I'm not here to pad my friggin' pockets. I'm not. For the amount of money that I make doing what I'm doing, I can't afford the lifeboat, to be really honest with you. But I can't afford not to do it because I believe in it. In a very big way, I believe in it. It kind of does help. It's a filter of sorts. We need to be real. That's how we know where we belong and need to go. How can you win if you don't know what you are working with? Thank you, awakened by the looking glass reflection. Thank you. And I'll tell you something. One of the things that I've done since the very beginning of this boat is every single time we have helped somebody, we have said, you can't tell anybody. You can't tell anybody. And the reason that we say that is we don't want our philanthropy, there we go. We don't want our philanthropy to be used as currency. So we don't come out on Fridays and go, let me give you a list of all the people we gave money to this week. I got a text that said, I hope you sleep well tonight, thinking about people whose power will be turned off tonight. I got news for you. I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight. I am. I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight. I'll tell you something else. We paid someone's power bill this week. We did. Do you know why? Because that person didn't ask. And I know that that person needed it. And I know that person hasn't had a drink in a very long period of time. That person's fighting their can off. And they're doing the right thing. So you know what? We kept them going. I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight. I am. People, what I do here because I want badly to help people. It's not about fame. Of all of the other crap I get accused for. Got any idea how famous I could be if I just ate peppers? Huh? Seriously. I'm Johnny freaking Scoville's little brother. All I had to do was go eat peppers. Drink a couple of more bottles of tincture, and I'd have a hell of a lot more than 3,000 people watching this channel. Believe that. It's not why I'm doing this. It's not why Heather's doing this. It's not why everybody here who shows up day in, day out. Because make no mistake, Alan Ballantyne, right? Charlie Mullins, and everybody else, Miss V, right? Leisure, all of the people that show up here day in, day out. The vast majority of them, they don't need 2 hours a day anymore. They don't. They can get through life sober where they're at. They show up here because they want to help other people. They don't miss shows because they want to help other people. They're not getting paid out of it. They're not padding their pockets. You know the last time Charlie didn't leave a comment after a video? Neither does anyone else. Because Charlie has never not left a comment after a video. In fact, he's never not left 3. Why? Because Charlie believes in the mission. And he believes that if he does this every time, that the algorithm is going to catch it. Pagan was awesome. Pagan comes in and says, hey, don't just leave a message. Leave a message on everybody else's message. Day in, day out. Those of you who are not capable or don't have the ability to donate money, but pray for people every time they need it. You know what? That's huge. That's huge. When people throw a one up in the comment section and say, I'm going to pray for that person. I'm going to pray for that person. They need help. And I'll tell you something. You may not believe this, people. You may not believe this. Because the people that have me really upset right now, I'd like to put my thumbs on the little hollow spot right here and choke the life out of them. But I'm going to pray for them tonight. Whether you believe that or not, I'm going to pray for them tonight. I'm not taking any joy in this. I don't want these people gone. But you get to a point where you have to make a decision as the guy that sits in front of this mic. And the decision becomes, is this somebody that can stay? Do I believe that what's going on here is honest or not? And I got to make that call. It's not fun. And it was a whole lot easier when I pushed half of it onto my bobbleheaded partner. But I know what he would have said on this. Trust me, I know what he would have said on this. So all the weight falls on me. And all of the people who think that I'm a dirtbag for doing it, you guys remember when somebody came on here and said some really unbelievably dishonest things about a death in the family? And I came on and did a show about it and got crucified by people that said, I can't believe you take joy in picking on someone because they told a lie. Does it make you feel good? Does it make you feel tough? Yeah, that's what I get. Maybe I should post all my hate mail to give people an idea of just how much friggin' fun it is to sit in this chair. I'm not going to let the world stop me from my mission or one jackass in it or two jackasses in it. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. But I'll tell you something. That person's name never left my mouth. I wasn't out there talking about him. Wasn't out there saying anything. The lie was, he heard from a lot of other people that I was threatening with an attorney. Yeah, go ahead and raise your hand if you think I said I was going to have somebody sued. Does that really sound like me? Give me a friggin' break. Give me a break. Yeah. And then I got called the P word, which means nothing to anyone else in the world. But if you've been to prison, it's the ultimate insult, right? To call somebody the P word is the ultimate insult. And I got news for you. I'm not a convict anymore, pal. Call me whatever you want. I'm not a convict anymore. Maybe your head's still in there. Mine's not. He said, you call yourself a convict? No, I don't. I don't. No, it's not what I call myself. Nope. You go ahead and call yourself a convict. You want to be defined like that for the rest of your life? You know what I call myself? Captain. That's what I call myself. I'm the captain of the lifeboat. I'm here to help people get sober. I left that prison crap when I walked out that gate. That stuff's behind me. You know, that stuff's behind me. Maybe that's why I got my own business. Maybe that's not why I'm not begging for money. Holding a sign up on the side of the road. No, I left that crap at the gate. When I walked out, I said, this world is going to be mine. 2 reasons. Number 1, I'm never going to do another drug because that gets in the way of my success. I'm not going to get ever in my way of my success again by using a controlled substance, legally or otherwise. Not going to happen. I'm not going to get on dope. That was the first rule. You know what the second one was? I wasn't going to lie to anybody. Because if I told everybody the truth, didn't matter what I sold, people would buy. People would get involved. People would believe. If you tell people the truth every single time you talk, then you got nothing to worry about. I don't lie, and I don't do drugs. And I'm not here to get rich. Well, let me take that back. I'm here to get rich. But I don't get paid in money. And if 14 more of you buy memberships, then we got another person that's going to get on medical assisted treatment. And if 50 more of you buy memberships, then those people are going to get on medical assisted treatment. I got news for you. We're getting ready to rumble, right? You know, you can't just go on Rumble and go live. It doesn't work that way. First of all, StreamYards, no, you got to pay because StreamYards will only allow you to broadcast on 7 platforms, one of which is not Rumble. So in order to move over what's called an RTMP, I have to pay StreamYard to have the right to do that. That didn't come out of your money because your money goes to help people, not to do anything for the boat. Doesn't do any of that. That comes out of me. So I did that. That's why you don't see a duck up here anymore. And then you have to get to a certain number of people on Rumble. And you guys did that. I didn't. You did. You already got enough people over on Rumble that we can go live. However, I'm going to have to pay a monthly subscription to Rumble because they don't let you do live feeds without it. It's not going to come out of this. It's going to come out of my money. Because this mission means something to me. And you know what? There are going to be people that fall along the wayside. I'll pray for them. I will. And do I sleep like a baby? I do. But when I don't sleep like a baby, it's not people that I didn't decide to pay their electric bills that keep me awake. That's not my responsibility. When I can't sleep, the things that keep me awake are the people I kicked off the boat, wondering whether or not that person is out getting high. They got a bag of Fent in their back pocket. That keeps me awake. It really does. Cindy Lamb. The fact that I didn't get to that email fast enough keeps me awake. And I know that there's a really good chance that even if I got to that email, it wouldn't have made a difference. But for the rest of my life, I'm going to have to wonder about that. And you know what? If I took every single penny that came in, every single penny, and I bought watches with it that I could pimp or gold chains, or I just rolled around it on the floor like Scrooge McDuck, I earned that because of dealing with things like Cindy Lamb. But I don't. I give that money away. But I'm never going to apologize for being successful at what I do, ever. And I am never going to let somebody call me a liar, ever. Sorry, people. Doesn't fly that way. It doesn't. I have owned things in my past and come out here and talked about them that are unpleasant as hell. And I didn't do it once. I do it every damn day. Every day I come here and I admit who I was and what I was. Did I miss ZW? I'm sorry, Zen Wen. I'm on a roll here. This is a suck way to spend time. It really is. It's a suck way to spend time. So let me leave you with a couple of things that are a little bit more positive. Holidays are going to come and go, people, whether it's the 4th of July, whether it's Labor Day, whether it's St. Patty's Day. Sadly, in this country, a great number of these holidays are tied to partying. Air quotes, partying. And for those of us who are fighting to stay sober, it is very easy to find an excuse to say, well, just today I'm going to catch a buzz, or just today I'm going to do this. If you're finding yourself wanting to get drunk on St. Patty's Day, I want you to reach out to somebody in your 5. Oh, and I got news for you. 80% of people who try to get sober fail. Listen up. 80% of people who try to get sober fail. 80%. So if you have 5 people in your group and you choose 5 people that you're going to call for help, what percentage of those 5 are going to fail? Right? Statistically speaking, 4 of them. Sad, isn't it? So if you call somebody in the 4 and that person isn't awesome, and that person says to you, you know what, Captain Kami's a scumbag. That's not my fault. Sorry, it's not. Yeah, I'm the captain of this boat, but I don't choose your 5. And the reality is that people in your 5 are going to let you down. They are. That's sad, isn't it? But it's the truth. So you got a couple of choices. If you call somebody in your 5 and they say, the captain's a dirtbag, let me tell you why. Or they say, guess what? I just got stoned. Man, I'm wasted. You want to get high? Or if they say, I don't like black people, or they say something reprehensible as hell. May I make a suggestion? Get somebody to replace them. Say, that person, not a good choice. I'm going to replace them out of my 5. Or drink for 4 days in a row. Use it as an excuse to get really liquored up and call and curse at people because the captain allowed you to have somebody in your 5 that was a bad choice. Pick your 5. Try to be, take a little bit of time to look at who's going to be in your 5. You might make a bad choice. And if you do, replace them. There doesn't even have to be a ceremony. Hey, you're a loser. I'm replacing you. You don't have to do that. Just stop calling them. Right? Number 3 doesn't work out. Don't call number 3 again. Go get a 6th. I got a bulletproof 5, people. I got a bulletproof 5. I do. If you don't, keep working. Keep working until you find a bulletproof 5. But I've been yelled at recently by a drunk person who said, I reached out to people in my 5 only to find somebody that you were in a fight with. I'm not in a fight with anybody. I'm not in a fight with anybody. I didn't play that game. I'm not doing the he said, she said till right damn now. And I figure when you come into the comment section and say that I'm full of whatever, you got that coming. And by the way, I didn't even say his name. And I won't ever again, because I'll be honest with you people, I hate to say it. But until this cat decides to live the life that we're all trying to live here, his name isn't worth saying. Sorry, it's the way it is. I can put up with anything. Anything. You can fall down 1,000 times and get back up. And there are people on this boat who have. There are people on this boat that have fallen down 1,000 times and got up and dusted themselves off. And do you know what? I can forgive that 1,000 times. Nothing to forgive. Part of the process. But if I feel like you're trying to pay your rent on the backs of people here that are just trying to get sober, that doesn't fly. That doesn't fly. And to say that I made that decision on my own, I didn't. I didn't. I pulled the trigger because I'm the captain, but I didn't make that decision on my own. If you knew the number of emails I got from people that said, hey, does this look like a problem to you? Are you reading the comment section? Does this look like a problem to you? Are those people mean for sending those emails? No, they're not. They care about everybody on the boat, and they've seen this show before. I'll go ahead and smut up the first name. They've been gone a long time, and you know exactly who I'm talking about. Homeless in America. I'll remember them. Homeless in America got about 10 people for over $100 a piece. Only to find out he's not living in a car. He's living in a 2-bedroom house. He may have been living in his car, but it was parked in a garage at a very nice home. It's the nature of the beast, people. It's the nature of the beast. When you have a heart this big, sadly, people will take advantage of it. Doesn't even make them a dirtbag. It's just like MAGA said. It's the path of least resistance. And it becomes easy. And each time it becomes easier. Sometimes the best thing that you can do is say, you know what? If you're going to pay the rent, it's because you're going to go get a damn job, and that's just the way it's going to be. And maybe that makes us a jackass. But maybe someday what we did will actually make this person's life better. Trust me, we won't get any credit for it. They'll still be calling me a dirtbag. Hey, Monk. Good to see you. I really like reading Monk's name. Makes me laugh. Long story. Hey, bobbleheaded partner. Good to see you, man. Mark, you know the nice thing, too, about Mark Wages? I know that Mark Wages agrees with what I'm saying. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. It's a beautiful thing to know that you got a partner that knows exactly where your head is and agrees. I left work just in time yesterday. A local coworker just sent me a pic, and he has snow more than halfway up his front door. Ouch. You know what? The sun is shining here for the first time in a really long time. Still listening. Love you all. Pretty fond of you too. True story. Pretty fond of you. Let me see here. Cap, you are the opposite of dirtbag. That's a nice thing to say, but you didn't know me back then. You know what I mean? You didn't know me back then. Look, I can't take my meds in the morning. Dialysis just removes them, so it's a waste. So by the time I get home at dinner time, I'm in tears. I hurt so badly. I'm sorry, Joanna. I really am. There are so few people on this planet that deserve that less than you. Joanna is one of the sweetest people on the boat and has been since the very first day. Joanna, there's not a day that goes by that I don't pray for you that this is going to someday get to a point where you're not in that situation. I love you. I really do. You're a great person. You really are. You're a great person. My mod sister from another mister. You know, Mark is doing some pretty amazing stuff, people. Mark is really doing some pretty amazing stuff. And you will be seeing it in the future. I don't think I'm allowed to, I don't think I should be spilling the beans, so to speak. But Mark's got some exciting stuff coming up. And Mark, take this in the spirit that it is meant. Mark went through some stuff. And Mark, I consider a brother. And we spent a lot of time every single day talking to one another. And I watched him going through things. And I said stuff like, I'm here for you if you ever want to talk. And Mark, sometimes you work through things without talking to people. You work through them on your own. I mean, he didn't blow me off. He would say things like, trust me, brother, a day is coming where we can talk about this. But right now, I just need to do what I'm doing. But I can tell you something right now. Mark's back. The last 5 or 6 times that I've spoken with Mark, and I speak with him now almost every day. Again, maybe every day again. But Mark's back. And it's there is something very that brings me a lot of peace about that. There really is. There is something that brings me a great deal of peace to know that Mark is where he needs to be. Rip Curl Readiness, good to see you. Hey, did I just see my friend? I did. Greg F. Greg, I really am hoping that things are getting better for you, bud. I hope that, Greg can use our prayers, people. If we could throw some one up there. Greg is going to continue to need our prayers. He, the C plus math did a number on his eyesight. And you know what? He's been around a really long time, and he's been through ups and downs with us on this boat. And I care greatly for him. And I really hope that you're getting better, brother. When I see you in the comment section, I know that you're having a really tough time reading what's written, and I know you have a tough time writing. And you know what? I love you, and I really hope that the things are getting better for you, man. I really do. Everyone should go see the video Mark posted with pics I took of the Northern Lights the other day. I agree. Everybody should go see that. Everybody should. Miss Dragon. You know what, people? When people donate to the lifeboat, which is appreciated, whether it's 6 cents or $150, it is appreciated because it is people that are wanting to help others, and that's a beautiful thing. And their names pop up, and I take the time. Sometimes I miss. I know I missed Kat the other day, and I'm sorry about that. But I try to always say, hey, you know what? Miss Dragon consistently donates to the lifeboat. You don't see it pop up there. But I want you to know that she consistently donates to the lifeboat. She does an end around so that the big red button doesn't take their cut. And there's something beautiful about that, because you know what it means? She's not doing it for any other reason. She's not trying to tell anyone she's doing it or anything else. She's just doing it. And when she's not, she's out there risking her channel to tell the truth. And she's been screwed over once, but I promise you, she's going to do amazing things. Okay, I'm just going to ask, what does the one mean? The one means that everybody is saying, yes, I will pray for this individual. Those who do not pray, and we don't bag on people who don't pray, they're saying, I'm going to send positive energy, or I'm going to think positive thoughts, or they're going to do whatever it is that they do in the realm of their, I don't know if you want to use the word religious, but belief. You know, that's a good way to put it. Noise Opera says one is for support. That support comes in an awful lot of ways. YouTube doesn't deserve 1 cent, says Flaming Jackson. Jackson, I go back and forth on this. Am I happy that they take a third of what gets donated? No, because it would be nicer if all of that money went to help people or pad my pockets. Sorry, I couldn't resist. It would be a lot better if it didn't go to the big red button. But the big red button brought all of us together, and they are the biggest platform in the world for reaching large numbers of people, right? So the way I look at it is they're a business partner. Do I like them all the time? Not much. Do I think that they have a political agenda that they're going to push? I do. I really believe that. He says, I don't like the censorship. I don't either, but I got news for you. There is not going to be any censorship on our new platform. I have that from the highest level. They're going to be bad people. Let me see. I missed that. There are going to be bad people make fun of me for coming on here to tell my story. Brandon, not on my friggin' watch. Anybody that wants to say anything bad about you while you're telling your story will be gone, and not just for the night. They will be gone forever. Brandon, I got nothing but respect for you. And I'll tell you, since you're here and you're talking, you talk about people that have fallen down. Brandon has fallen down as much as anyone I've ever met trying to get sober. I'm not busting his chops. I fell down more than he did. But other than me, very few people have fallen down as much as Brandon. But you know what? He gets up, and he's never once lied about it. He comes here every time, and he says, I slipped up, but I'm back. And I've got nothing but respect for that. Noise Opera, I love you, man. You like the turnaround, did you? Noise Opera, I'm going to say this too. People, let me tell you how much Noise Opera has changed. Noise Opera is, there was a period of time where Noise Opera got blocked on my channel. I didn't do my nasal thing beforehand today. I should have. I blocked him on this channel. I don't unblock people often. It's happened, but I don't do it very often. But I unblocked I Am the Noise Opera. And it's the best thing I ever did. And I mean that. The best thing I ever did. But my brother does not unblock anyone. It is one of those things that he literally does not do. It is a policy of his. It's a written policy of his. And my brother is on I Am the Noise Opera on Chase the Heat. And in the hundreds and hundreds of people that he has blocked in 7 years, Noise Opera is the only person to ever be unblocked by Chase the Heat. And that says mountains about how much that cat has turned himself around. Opera, I love you, bud. I really do. I'm so proud of you in every aspect of what you've done in your life. I'm so proud of you. I really am. I don't want to work myself into a compliment, but there's something really similar to me because the person that I was is so different than the person that I am today. And the person you are today, it's, you know, I often say he did a 180. It's a complete 180. It's not. It's not even the same person. It's like the 180 is over there and here's Noise Opera. He just really became a beautiful, beautiful person. And I love him. And I'm really glad that he's here. You know, I really, really am glad that he's here. He's just, he's a great person. Heather Joy, why are you not asleep? Huh? Heather Joy, why are you not asleep? You should be sleeping. By the way, I don't know if I should be telling you this. Maybe it was supposed to be a secret, but you know how I am with secrets. Heather Joy and I are going to be getting together to have a meeting concerning the lifeboat. And I should imagine that we're going to be doing a broadcast together from the same place. Noise Opera, we love you too, bud. And I say enough. You really have, what you've done for yourself has been amazing. Crazy Cat, I'm sorry I missed you the other day. I didn't know until I went back and I felt awful about it. But thank you so much. Your generosity, I appreciate you. Cindy Pardee, good to see you. Did you change your emoji? Flavor Jackson says, that's awesome. I am very much looking forward to meeting Heather Joy in person. That is something that it is going to be epic. It's something that I'm really, really looking forward to. You know what it is, Cindy? It's that now when I look at the emojis, because I'm doing it through StreamYards, they put a symbol up over the face, and it makes it very hard to see. So Flamin' Jackson says, https:// rumble.com/user/the lifeboat. People, we are going to build another platform, and then we're going to build another platform after that, and we're going to build another platform after that. There are some people behind the scenes that are doing a lot to try to promote the lifeboat. DJ Daddy-O is working like you wouldn't believe to do that. And there are people that do things for the boat that sometimes you can't see. You know, I'll give you a perfect example. Alan Ballantyne keeps me sane. He really does. Alan, when I blow an O-ring, people, he's the ripcord in my 5. when is Rumble beginning? I'm going to shoot the first Rumble video at some point today. I mean that. I mean that. I'm going to try to get up a video today. It's a little bit difficult. Mark Wages is going to help me, which is good because it's a completely different I'm so used to the big red button and how it works. It does not work normally. Sarah, good to see you. I love the name Sarah. I don't know if I told you that, but I love that name. Leisure, I love you. Oh, special shout out before I end this thing. Special shout out. There are people who are going to, Jen Miller, good to see you. There are people that are going to take shots at the boat. It's always going to be that way. And it's not just because it's the boat. I don't care what you do on YouTube. There are going to be people that take shots at it because it's their form of entertainment. The crew of people who have wrenches here are absolutely incredible. We are going to be giving out a couple of new wrenches. We're going to be making the mod crew bigger. So there's a couple of new wrenches that are going to be getting given out in the next probably 24 to 48 hours. I would like to say that the crew of people that I have that are the mods on this channel are so much more than mods. They really are so much more than mods. It's they care about the boat and they care about everybody on it. And Jackson, who is one of, if not the kindest person I've ever met in my life, has I failed the Pop-Tart challenge. Mr. Wolf, I don't even know there was a Pop-Tart challenge. What is the Pop-Tart challenge? Let me tell you something. I've been to prison. I don't care what the Pop-Tart challenge is. I could do it. They sold those in the commissary in prison. Yes, I agree. Our mods are definitely an inspiration. CK, it's funny you say that. Stacy Michaels says, beautiful, Miss V. I love you too. And Stacy Michaels, you are the best. You really are. Kimberly Ray, glad that you're here. Mr. Wolf, what? Pop-Tart from hell? Okay, what is the Pop-Tart from hell? You got to give me more. Oh, it's a spicy Pop-Tart. Okay. One for the mods. You know what? There you go. Absolutely one for the mods. I am all over that. People, if you would like to be a mod on the lifeboat, it is going to be picked not by me, but by a group of people. But if you would like to be a mod on the lifeboat, please send me an email to sober@myyahoo.com. And I assure you that is never going to happen again. Sorry, talking to the cat. The last challenge I saw Tommy do was so gnarly. Was so gnarly that even I had cramps. The last challenge that he saw me do is the last challenge I have ever done. It almost killed me. It almost killed me, people. I'm not even kidding. It was awful. Charlie Mullins, I don't know if I've told you this lately, Charlie, but I love you, man. I really do. All right, people. Thanks for letting me come and work through this. I'm sorry that I spent a decent amount of time yelling, but I can't stand being lied about. I really can't. And now he can go out and say whatever the hell he wants because as of right now, he no longer exists. Maybe someday he will decide to get his life in order, and maybe he would like to come back and become a part of the lifeboat. If that happens, then we will see what happens. The tube of terror and a bottle of tincture. That is what I did. That is exactly what I did. I have only watched the captain do one challenge. If you're talking about stinky fish, that wasn't a challenge. That was a torture. Oh, God, it was a torture. So, yes, please do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up button on the way out. If you want to be a mod on the lifeboat, send me an email to sober@myyahoo.com. sober@myyahoo.com. myyahoo.com. I'm cramping bad. Ooh, Mr. Wolf, and cap cramps are the worst. Nothing makes them stop. So good night, everybody. I'm Captain Tommy Scoville. This has been the lifeboat. Happy whatever day, right? Let's all that stuff. All right. And you know what? It's a terrible mood. I almost forgot. You know what this is, peeps? You know what that is? That is a cat in a basket. Good night, everybody. I love you. Even those that probably don't have it coming. You know who you are.